Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan, and to my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. So how you liking the new scenery? We've just gotten some snow. Finally, we're about to enter my second favorite season of winter. And in this video, we're going to be talking about 5 things that you should know about the November 30th partial lunar eclipse full moon in Gemini. That was a mouthful, but stick around if you want to learn everything you need to know about this. Let's get started. The energies are going to be amping up, but previously the way that it was coming up, the way that it was felt is going to be completely different this time, because as you continue to raise your vibration, it's going to begin to create more and more inner peace. There is going to be a balancing act that's going to be done between the divine masculine and divine feminine energy, depending on which stage of your spiritual awakening you are. And on my 5th point, I'm going to go into deeper details about this. But there's going to be a more heightened sense of inner peace, because your reality is going to begin and it is going to continue to reflect this more and more. And as you start to embrace more and more of this inner peace, you allow yourself to become more of the observer than the reactor as far as what is coming up, what is happening in your reality. You're going to be able to start to view things from a higher perspective, a higher vantage point. You're going to become more of the observer and reacting less as far as what is coming up. And what's important to remember, as far as you, my newly awakened folks, as much as you think that you're in control in this very current moment, you're not in control. Right now, it is the divine that is in control. Your spirit guides, your angels are in control as far as they are aware of, as far as what needs to come up, what needs to be released. What's important is to trust in the process. You might not understand how you're going to get to that finish line or get to as far as a project you're working on or bringing forth a manifestation. Trust in the process. Trust that what is coming up, what is being released, what is being let go of is going to provide you more room to bring something in, to bring something even better. So whatever is coming up, try to not resist. Give yourself the time, the space needed in order to grieve, in order to allow those emotions to come out, allow those self-limited beliefs to come out, and then trust in the process as far as how you're going to be able to move forward, because the universe has your best interests at heart. The first thing that you know about the November 30th partial lunar eclipse full moon is there's going to be a collective purging that is going to begin. You're going to be noticing individuals around you are going to be getting triggered a lot more easily. You're going to be noticing individuals arguing. You're going to be noticing people not being as patient as before. And what's important to remember is not everyone knows how to deal with their emotions. And when they're not aware, or whenever they just keep pushing them down, continuously pushing more and more painful experiences down in their heart, when they trap it in their heart, the first emotion that comes out, the only one that they are able to get to come out of their heart, is anger at first. So what's going to be important is to really be patient with others around you. If you need to, take a step back. Take a step back, remove yourself from certain situations. Now is not the time to be starting to interact with a lot of different people. Allow them, give them the time and space needed in order to start to figure out how to process these emotions that are going to be coming up. And when it comes to close individuals to you, when you're noticing that they're lashing out at you, you're noticing that they're just emitting a lot of anger, don't be afraid to open up about why it is that they're acting this way. Don't be afraid to reveal to them, to let them know, listen, I feel your pain. I know that there's something going on inside. A lot of different emotions are coming up. Instead of lashing out at me with anger, why don't you open up and talk to me about it? But go off based off your intuition. Especially you, my empaths. Trust your intuition over rational thinking every single time when it comes to helping out individuals. I've done this many times over again because there was loved ones where I was putting time and energy into them, fully knowing that they weren't ready to be helped. But I continued to give my energy away until I felt completely drained. And the lesson in that was trust your intuition over rationally thinking. They will come in the perfect divine timing. When they're good and ready, they'll have their hand out. I'll feel it, and then I'll be able to help them out. Start thinking like this as far as your loved ones, as far as individuals that are close to you. If they have their hand out, give them a hand. If not, give them their space, give them the time that they need. The second thing you should know about the November 30th partial lunar eclipse full moon is your shadow side will be revealed to you. And I know this sounds bad, but trust me, it isn't. By beginning to learn, beginning to understand, being able to see more and more into your shadow sides, you're going to be able to pull it out and let it go. And it's going to be amplified as far as you're going to be getting clear-cut messages as far as what needs to be let go from your shadow side. It could be the way that you act towards certain situations, the way you react, how you perceive certain things. Could possibly be how you're controlling when it comes to certain situations. And once more, we all have shadow sides. It's not a bad thing to dive into our shadow side, but try to see it once again from a neutral point of view. Try to be more and more of the observer, and whenever that shadow aspect, that shadow side of yourself is going to be getting pulled out, now is going to be the time to learn why it is that that's the example, you're acting a certain way, you react, or you have a certain set limit. Whenever you're going to be able to pull that out, now what I want you to do is to meditate on it. Start your meditation like you do every single other meditation. Get yourself in the present moment, get those vibrations up, and then put that question out to the universe. Start thinking about it. Why am I so controlling towards a certain situation, as an example? And then just sit there. Sit there and wait for the answer to come, because the answer is going to come. And once you get that answer, now you're able to take that shadow aspect yourself and get rid of it. You're able to let go of that shadow side of yourself. The third thing that you should know about the November 30th partial lunar eclipse full moon is shifting inner beliefs. You're going to be noticing that a lot of your self-limited beliefs are going to be coming up to be challenged. A lot of these self-limited beliefs are going to be coming up to be let go of. And just to give you an example, one set limited belief that I had, and even my whole family had, was that we were cursed. Because anytime we seemed to be working towards something, we could literally hold it in our hands, but it was getting taken away from me or from us. But through meditation, I was able to understand on a much deeper level why my family had this set limited belief. And this was an ancestral karmic debt. And you're going to see, it's all about spending time by yourself, whether it's meditating, sitting quietly, going for a walk out in nature. Whenever those self-limited beliefs are going to be coming up, ask yourself, why do I have this belief? Why is it, since, as far back as you can remember, you've always thought a certain way towards a certain situation? And ask yourself this, is it really true? And you're going to find out that the majority of your beliefs were brought onto you by your family, by your friends, by the educational system, by just all the propaganda that we're seeing, everything that we're seeing, whether it's on television or whether it is online. And when it comes up, let them go and create yourself some newfound beliefs. And the fourth thing that you should know about the November 30th partial lunar eclipse full moon is shedding of the old. Finally cutting that umbilical cord between the old pre-awakened version of yourself and who you have become. Fully embracing the newest and best version of yourself. Allowing the most authentic version of yourself to come out. And I know it's difficult. Right now we're living in such inauthentic reality. It's not even funny, but the more and more you're able to allow your authentic version out, the more you're going to be able to raise your vibration, and your vibe is going to attract your tribe. You're not going to have to worry about individuals who are not like-minded, because you're going to be repelling them away. People are going to be leaving your life. People are going to be stopping having any type of contact with you. But those are individuals that would be holding you back at this stage. And now is not the time to be not taking that step. Now is time to start taking action, allowing the most authentic version of yourself. Let go of the past. Not the past that defines you. It's how you are as of this very moment and how you will be moving forward. So embrace the new authentic version of yourself. Be proud of all the inner work that you've done. Look at all the work you've done. The purging stage, peeling back the layers, discovering who you are, figuring out what your spiritual gifts are, practicing on them, amping them up, becoming more and more aware as far as how is it that you're meant to move forward, heightening up that intuition. So don't be afraid if something is coming up as far as one of the last thing that you're hanging on to as far as your pre-awakened self and your new version of yourself. Don't be afraid to let that go. Whatever drops out of your life, something better is going to come. And lastly, the fifth thing that you should know about the November 30th partial lunar eclipse full moon is balancing of the divine feminine and divine masculine energy. But it's going to play out differently for everyone. It all depends on how long you've been awakened for. If you've just recently had your spiritual awakening in 2020, you're going to be shifting far into the divine feminine energy, which is going to make it crystal clear as far as what's going to be coming up in order to be released. You're going to be becoming more and more emotional. Your intuition is going to be heightening up. But if you've been awakened for a while, you're going to be shifting way into the divine masculine, where you're going to be a lot more assertive. You're going to be able to set those boundaries and say no a lot easier. You're going to be able to speak your truth a lot easier, and you're going to be noticing, whoa, that was a little bit insensitive of me to say it this way. But this isn't going to last for a long time. It is going to shift as far as it's going to balance itself out. But what's important is whatever is going to be coming up, the way that it's going to change you is to acknowledge it. Because it's just like when you had your spiritual awakening. It's a shock. Whenever your chakras open up, your heart chakra, it's a shock. All of a sudden, you really are able to feel other people's energy. Same thing, your third eye opens. Whoa, look at what I'm being able to see, especially during meditations. And it's the same thing. You go to the extreme, but then you take a step back. The energy becomes easier to control, easier to manage. And it's going to be the exact same thing with this. It's going to be showing you how you can go to one extreme and go to the other extreme. And what's important now, you're going to be aware of this energy, and you're able to shift. As far as the divine feminine and divine masculine energy, you're always constantly being able to shift. Like basically like a swing. You can always swing into the divine feminine, but then all of a sudden it's time to take action, step into the divine masculine. It's just going to be presenting itself in an extreme way to show you one extreme side, because most likely you're in the other right now, but it is going to balance itself out. And I know it just seems as though the energies are really intense. A lot of things are coming up. It just seems like no matter how hard you work, how much inner work you do, there's still things that are coming up. But this is all preparing you for 2021. 2021, even though as far as in a reality it's going to seem a lot worse, trust me when I say this, that in 2021, that is when you're going to be connecting with other spiritually awakened individuals, with other light workers, with other empaths. You will be joining forces. You're going to be meeting individuals that are like-minded, that are going to be able to understand where you're at, how you're moving forward, what you're going through, and together you're going to be able to start taking the next step forward. But it's just a lot of things need to be cleared right now to prepare you for 2020, especially for the month of December, to prepare you for the energies that are going to be coming forth in the month of December. But You're strong. You didn't have your spiritual awakening just for your own personal benefit. There is going to be a higher calling that will be revealed to you. But it's just a question of whatever comes up, don't resist it. Whatever comes up, it's meant to be let go of. Whatever information you're getting as far as that guidance from your angels and your guides, start to act on it. Don't be afraid to ask for whatever you need. Whatever blockages you have, continue using that law of attraction in your favor. And it's just a matter of taking it one day at a time, taking one step at a time, one thing that's coming up. Okay, I'm taking it, I'm letting it go, or I got to view it from a different perspective. And then just continue to move forward. We are heading in the right path. It might not seem like it right now, but right now there's a global purging that is beginning to happen. That's why everything just seems to be the way it is. And it was needed. It was not sustainable. The way that we were living was not sustainable. But it's going to take some time, but we are going to get that transformation. And what's important, we're going to be heading in December. It's going to be the holiday season. Okay? So right now, continue to put the focus on yourself and your immediate surrounding. Okay, don't put any emphasis as far as everything that's going on. Whenever you do meditations though, take 5 minutes to envision the type of new world that you want to see come forth. But really, it's all about just continuing to do that inner work. It's your vibrations that are going to be affecting others around you as of this very moment. It's just taking the best care of yourself, continuing to take in that knowledge, act upon that guidance. And if you're remotely feeling stress, just meditate on it. Just take some time to relax, because all these different energies, especially when you're at work, sometimes you need to retreat. Now, lunchtime, instead of having lunch at work, maybe go for a walk. Go to the park or something like this. That's why I love to come out here in nature. If I'm ever feeling stressed out, come out here in nature and just completely relax. Let that stress melt away and let those vibes rise. That's going to do it for the video. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.